even if you're scared, even if you have self-doubt, there's always going to be bad shows, but they're worth doing because when you want something so badly, when you want something that, like, nothing else matters, you'll do absolutely anything to get it.
Welcome to Local Music Talks. I'm your host, Kayla, and I'm here to learn all about NEPA local musicians and what makes them each and all unique. Today I have with me Allie Katz. Allie is an original solo indie grunge artist. She performed at the Burning Roses Music and Arts Festival and was featured on the NEPA Scene podcast. She also plays lead guitar and vocals for the Deadbeats, a three-piece all-girl punk rock band. How are you today, Allie?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming up here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So my first question that I want to know is, how did you begin playing music?
I've been playing music, like, my whole life. I've just been songwriting since I was able to read and write. It just kind of evolved throughout the years, like my music taste and all that jazz.
Okay. So did you start off just writing music? Were you playing instruments? Were you producing full songs? Were you just singing?
So I think, like, definitely in the beginning when I was super young, I was just kind of writing lyrics and singing. And then it transformed to adding more melodies. Started playing the drums when I was like 10 and picked that up.
Okay.
But I didn't really start playing guitar until recently. Like, I'm actually pretty beginner, even though it is, like, the main instrument I bring on stage now. But yeah, like, I play piano. I've learned that. But, like, most of the time, like, when I'm just by myself in my room, I'm just singing, making the melodies, and then filling in all, like, the spaces later.
Okay, cool. Did you do anything in high school with that marching band or concert band?
Yeah, actually, I was in marching band for, like, 3 years. I was on snare, and I was, like, the vice president.
Oh, cool. What school?
Abington Heights.
Oh, nice. I went to Lakeland. I was in marching band, too.
Oh, yeah, what did you play?
A clarinet. So other than drums, what instruments do you play?
I play guitar, piano, a little bit of piano. Mainly singing is just, like, my thing. I always feel like that's a cop-out, but it really is.
No, I mean, yeah, people say their voice is their instrument. Cool. So what genre is your music?
Well, I don't really try to go for anything specific, but most people have told me that it's pretty close to, like, very, like, early 90s grunge right now.
Okay.
But I feel like because I'm so influenced by punk rock that it's probably going to develop more. I feel like people are really going to start seeing me more with, like, different things this year.
So what musicians do inspire your music?
Oh, man. Like, I'm a huge fan of My Chemical Romance. They're, like, my absolute favorite band. But, like, I kind of draw influences from everywhere. Like, my favorite genre is ska. So, like...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm, like, pretty heavily influenced, like, lyrically by, like, Streetlight Manifesto. But, like, I say, like, Frank Aguirre is my idol. Like, he's the rhythm guitarist in My Chemical Romance, and I just really look up to him. But I listen to, like, a lot of, like, Riot Girls. So, like Kathleen Hanna is, like, my god.
Okay, cool. So obviously you were doing music independently. What drew you to join the music industry and start putting yourself out there?
It's just something that I always felt was, like, the destiny. Like, that was, like, end game. I have to put my music out there. Even if it doesn't lead me anywhere, I've just always known that that's what I had to do.
Okay, cool. So what do you hope to, like, what's your end goal then?
Honestly, like, I mean, I guess everybody wants that, like, big rock star dream. And I do, too. Like, I'm not going to be humble about it, of course. I want to be able to share my music with as many people as possible. But I don't know. Like, I'd say that at least if I can get a stable living, I'd be happy.
Okay, so just, like, money and happiness?
Yeah, if I can do what I want to do and be able to live off of sharing my music creatively and expressing myself and bringing people together through music, like, that's the dream.
Okay, awesome. So tell me a little bit about your music in general. Like, I know you do some solo stuff and you do some stuff with a band.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of my songs from, like, my solo stuff that people have been seeing me perform, like, that's probably going to end up going into this band that I have coming. But my own music, it's been pretty sad. Like, I've been playing a lot of sad songs, but, like, it's just how things have been. I guess my own music is, like, very... I guess independently made, you can tell, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's, like, there's a lot of depth to it. It's very, like low end, very bassy. It's kind of songs that you would expect if someone wrote it in their bedroom.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. How did your independent music transition into you forming a band?
Well, I actually posted, like, a meme on Facebook, and my drummer, like, talked to me about it, and I was like, well, because we have, like, previously, like, lightly talked about starting a band.
Okay.
And so with that meme, I was like, wait, this is the perfect opportunity to actually do that with you. And I actually found my bassist because I like went to school with her. So it kind of all came together. So like those songs that I have right now, like if they start going into the deadbeats and they start to like bleed over, I guess.
Okay, so what point are you guys at in forming this band so far? Are you guys having practices? Are you like planning shows, writing songs?
Honestly, by the time that this comes out, we're probably gonna have at least like start going to some open mics and start getting our name out there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like everything is set in motion. We're just kind of ready to debut. This is like the first time it's being mentioned, actually,
right.
like publicly.
Cool. So do you want to give a shout out to other bandmates?
Yeah, actually. So my bassist is Peyton Calabrese and my drummer is Michi Tarantino.
All right. So you said you write your music mostly?
Yeah, actually, like I'm like my main thing is singing and songwriting. I just have like I have a big Google Doc that's like combined with like all my songs. I have like 200 pages worth because I write my songs pretty fast and like in like 15 minutes basically. So it just like adds up.
So where does the inspiration for your lyrics come from?
I feel like I'm usually writing my songs when I feel the most emotional. So it just bleeds out. It's like word vomit.
Oh,
it just comes out. Whatever comes out, comes out. So that's like why it happens so fast.
Yeah.
It's just this whirlwind of emotions that I need to plug into that specific creative outlet. And I can come up with melodies like pretty fast. So it all just kind of comes together.
Are there any specific like events or things that happen in your life that have encouraged you to write songs?
I think I've just been doing it for so long because I've genuinely been doing it my whole life that it's just like a part of me.
Okay.
So like nothing ever really inspired me. Like I guess like I watched like American Idol with my mom when I was a kid, wanted to do that before I actually found my taste in music. But no, it's just always been there.
Yeah. So what's your favorite song that you've ever written?
Oh man, there's this song that like I've never performed live before that I feel like really deserves a spotlight. It's called Mr. Go Getter.
Okay.
So like go get her is the joke, like go get her, but go get her. It's about self-harm, and I never really knew if there was like an appropriate time to play it yet because so far like I've performed at a couple festivals, but like my main thing is like performing at bars and open mics, and I feel like I just hasn't had a chance to shine yet.
Okay. Are you going to ever play it, you think?
Now that like I've kind of become more confident and like in the past year I've really like explored the scene around here, it's definitely going to come out at some point.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
How did you kind of get your foot in the door of exploring the scene in NEPA?
Well, I've been in the punk rock scene around here since I was like 14 or 15. So like I've been going to like local shows since then. I've always kind of like known what was up, but I didn't really know specific places to play.
Yeah.
And I didn't know like any actual musicians in the area. But like because everything happened so fast for me, like I started performing around this time last year and then I met like a ton of people. I feel like I have a better idea of things now.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been in that scene for so long.
Awesome. So I know you said that a lot of the inspiration is just kind of within you, but is there a hidden meaning in any of the songs that you write?
Yeah, I actually feel like most of my songs are misleading.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of my songs that sound like love songs are actually songs about like anxiety or like something like that. There is my song Boy or like Oh Boy, depending. It's actually called Boy, but like people think it's called Oh Boy. That's a love song, and it's clearly a love song, but most of my songs are so misleading. Like Mr. Go Getter, that's about self-harm, but it sounds like a breakup song, and it's written on piano, and it sounds so solemn, and it's like cinematic.
Have you ever considered like putting it for your band, making it a full band sound and like hiding the meaning but leaving the lyrics like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that like all my music, just because like in my solo stuff I'm one person, all my music definitely needs more of a live presence than it already has. So yeah, I think all the songs I have are like by Allie Katz.
Yes.
So whether I'm performing it by myself or I'm performing it with the Deadbeats, it's all Allie Katz.
Okay.
Just might be like different versions depending on how I can get it across live.
Yeah. How do you feel about performing live?
I love performing live. I mean, like I feel like I'm always scared about it, but like once I'm on stage, it's like that's it. I'm good. I'm already there. I might as well use the adrenaline to get through it than like stutter over things. So I love performing live. Like, I take any opportunity I can to.
Do you have any like rituals you do beforehand to like get rid of nerves?
I mean, to be quite honest with you, I just kind of smoke some weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten that answer a couple times now.
Yeah, like, it's just, like, I can't do much because I'm already going to put myself out there. So if I smoke weed, like, an hour before, so I'm not, like, high, like, too high on
Yeah, I
stage,
know what you mean.
I should be okay. But, like, nah, there's not a lot of ways to get rid of it, but sometimes it works in my favor.
Yeah.
Sometimes the nerves don't. But you got to have the bad shows, too, so it's okay.
You know what? I tried taking an edible once and, like, playing drums, and I just, like, couldn't. Like, halfway through, like, my rhythm was just, like, halfway through it kicking in, like, the rhythm was just, like, completely gone.
I totally get that, dude. Like, my entire life is just, like, I can't function while high. No matter how long I've been smoking, I can't function when I'm high. But if I do it before, and I'm, like, coming off the high.
I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
It's like I'm coming off the high, and then I'll be sober on stage.
Yeah.
And then I'm okay.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool. What's your favorite place that you've played at?
Ooh, I mean, Burning Roses was life-changing for me.
Where was that at?
It was at Nayog.
Oh, okay.
It's at that little stage in Nayog.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's necessarily my favorite venue, but, like, it was, like, 100 people sitting on grass. Like, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah, like, inspirational. Like a Dead and Company show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it was just insane. It was the first time, actually, because I've been performing, like, for a year, it's kind of hard to say this, but, like, that was the first time I ever performed my original music was at that festival.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, like, I guess my favorite place is probably New York, but I enjoy outdoor settings more anyway.
Okay.
Just for, like, I just enjoy being in nature.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Where are some other places that you play in the area?
I started playing at Keystone for a while. Like, I might go back the Keystone stage in Oliphant. Yeah. Like, I haven't been there in a little bit, but that's where I started.
Okay. Yeah, I did a couple open mics with them before they moved locations back when they were across from the mall a while back.
Yeah, and I totally understand what you mean. I'm trying to think of some other places. Hold on. Because I've just been going around sporadically recently. I don't want to say, like, places I might be going just in case I don't do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I might leave my answer right now.
Just that Keystone stage?
Yeah, Keystone. That's kind of it. But, like, can I give, like, a hippie answer?
Yeah.
I'd say that I prefer outdoor settings, and I like performing spontaneously, like just whipping out my guitar in some, like, park or something.
Oh, okay.
Like, for some reason, like, those are just, like, my favorite places. It's just, it feels so free.
Yeah, because the stress is not, you're not planning anything. There's no pressure to do well. You're just there. You're just there to do
exactly.
it.
And if people listen, they listen. But don't get me wrong, like, I definitely love those, like, big stages with, like, proper seating. Like, I love all of it.
Do you have a place that you would like to play at?
I mean, honestly, as long as I'm on a stage, I'm good.
Okay.
It's just, everything feels amazing to me because I know that everything has their own pros and cons. But, like, I just feel so much through my music that, like, they all have their own little quirks. It's like exploring and seeing new things and meeting new people and sharing it with different people. I think, if anything, I would like to just get out of this area a little bit and start performing in other cities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you going to play the V-Spot when you turn 21?
Jeez, man. Like, I've been trying to get into the V-Spot for so long, but I now have a parental that will accompany me to the V-Spot.
Oh, cool.
You can get in if you have a parent and you're between 18 and 20. So I'm probably going to actually start performing there. I kind of forgot about the V-Spot.
Yeah. So that's a really good spot because they have, like, the NEPA scene is mostly, like, down that area, I think, right?
Yeah. Like, everybody's always telling me to go to the V-Spot, but I was just never able to get in. But
no, yeah, same. I tried doing an open mic there, too.
Yeah.
It's a shame that that's one of the best spots in the area, but it's 21 plus.
Yeah, but, like, hopefully I can get in, like, in the next couple months.
Yeah, you totally should. It's a great spot to get exposed, especially with the photographer they have there sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I've seen, like, amazing pictures from there.
All right. So what is the best piece of advice that another musician has ever given you?
Not to mention Frank Iero again, but so there's this one interview with Frank Iero where he's talking about, actually, a question that you already asked me, how to get rid of, like, stage nerves, and he basically gave the sentiment that, like, when you're doing this, nothing else matters. So I believe the full quote is something along the lines of, like, even if you're scared, even if you have self-doubt, there's always going to be bad shows, but they're worth doing because when you want something so badly, when you want something that like nothing else matters, you'll do absolutely anything to get it. And I don't know if that's really advice, but like I take that as advice because it is everything I've ever wanted. So this person that I look up to very much is telling me to just kind of say, screw it, go with it.
Yeah.
I think about that before every show, actually. I think about, okay, well, if you want it this badly, how are you going to act?
Okay. Awesome. So is that the advice that you would give to another musician?
Yeah, honestly, like I feel like a lot of musicians really struggle with that self-doubt because even if it's something that you want, something that you feel like you can achieve, there's always that part that's like, okay, but like what if A, B, C doesn't happen? What if this happens and this doesn't happen? When really all that matters in the present moment is doing your thing and keeping to that. I've always found that like throughout my entire life, even beyond music, being yourself and keeping individual and just not worrying about it, like that's amazing advice. It helps me a lot, and I would hope that it helps other people too, because maybe it'll make people realize how badly they do want it instead of just kind of doing something casually. I feel like a lot of people give up on their dreams with music.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about like manifesting, but don't realize that you have to like actually put work behind manifesting. Things don't just happen if you think about it. You have to move with intention and with action at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely spiritual. Like, I definitely put a lot of spirituality into my music and my hopes for it, but you gotta do something. You actually have to put yourself out there. You have to be consistent. You have to keep going. No matter how much you doubt yourself, you just have to keep going. I mean, like, manifesting is all, like, well and good, but the power's always in your hands.
Absolutely. So I know you said a little bit before that you would want to, but would you want to be famous?
I mean, like...
So
yeah,
there's no like, oh yeah, like money, but like, you know, you're in the eyes, you know, if you have that money, if you have that fame, you're in the eyes of the public.
I don't want to be famous for like other reasons people want to be famous. Like, I feel like I want to be famous just because I feel like my reach would be better, and like, I don't know, I guess legacy is cool and all that jazz. Like, I was born with a stage name, but no, like I definitely want to be famous. I'm not even gonna lie, but that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't that be cool? And, like, I feel like I could help a lot of people with that. It's not even necessarily for, like, the amount of, like, money that's associated with being famous. It's just, like, really for, like, the exposure and for meeting people and being able to spread music like that.
Is Allie Katz your real name?
It is indeed my real name.
That's your full last name?
That is my full last name. Allie isn't my first full name, but it wasn't, like, my first name is Alyssa.
Yeah.
So, like, Allie's just from that.
Yeah. It's just
but it is basically my full name.
That's awesome. Yeah, you were born with a stage name. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of have to succeed, right?
So do you feel like your music has ever had an impact on other people?
Yeah, definitely. So many people have come up to me after shows and been like, dude, I felt those words. Like, they'll always say something about how those lyrics, like, they'll listen to the lyrics and feel that. And, like, even if people aren't feeling it the way that I felt it, if you feel, like, that's what matters. Feeling is feeling.
Yeah.
I just like to know that, like, it's helping people, it's getting across a certain sentiment, because, God, those songs helped me. They were my outlet, and they still are.
Yeah, it helped you release something, and it's helping someone else do the same thing.
Exactly.
That's got to be encouraging and make you want to move forward a little bit with it, at least.
It's so powerful, like, knowing that other people are hearing it. I feel like as musicians, we all think about, like, you know, us listening to it. But, like, those numbers on Spotify, those are real people, man. Like, those are actual people listening to you. Like, that's incredible. That's like 500 individuals all thinking about that one thing that you did.
They're in your head. They're listening to your thoughts.
They are, but I'm not in their head.
I know, but that's super interesting that people would be interested in you enough to want to listen to your thoughts, really.
It's mind-blowing. I can't wrap my head around it sometimes. It's absolutely crazy. That is, like, the most, like, mind-boggling part of this entire journey that I've been on.
Yeah, awesome. So what do you do outside of music? Give us a little bit of an idea of who you are.
Well, I feel like music is kind of like my entire life, but, like, I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. Like, I'm pretty into film. Like, I write a lot. I screenwrite.
Okay.
So I guess, like, my songwriting skills, like, bleed into other forms of writing. I do some visual art. Like, I guess I'm just, like, I'm just into art. Like,
Okay.
even if I can't do it, I like to consume it in every way possible. I feel like this is a boring answer, but like music is just kind of like everything. It bleeds into everything.
Well, you're in school. What do you go to school for?
Oh, I go to school for music technology. So.
Okay, so what are you doing there? What are your hopes with that?
I mean, honestly, like I chose that degree because I feel like I could kill two birds with one stone. I feel like I felt like I would absorb the information and be able to use it to get myself along, because I don't want to rely on other people. Like if I get opportunities like to help me along, that's great, but like as of right now, I'm just kind of doing my own thing and helping myself. So going into that major, I knew that I was going to learn things that could help me continue. So music technology is like learning how to do live sound. It's learning how to do like recording and mixing, all that jazz. And it helps me a lot, but I mostly did it so I could do something stable while also trying to go after the thing that I truly want.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, it's a pretty good major.
Okay, cool. So what are your hopes for the future, both musically and non-musically?
I'd say that my hopes for the future, hold on. I just want everything to progress. I just want to go in the right direction, be on the right path, trust in myself, and hopefully things will get better. And the next couple months, like my vision is to really be networking a whole lot more, because I feel like as compared to a lot of bands in this area, a lot of musicians in this area, I feel like I just started. I feel like I'm a child walking through something I have no idea.
Yeah, you really have to try to get your name out there a lot to like make an impact on this industry.
I feel like I like have a decent like amount of exposure right now, but like I'm definitely still figuring it out. I guess like my goals are just to be able to freely do what I want and help people.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you tell me a little bit about what music you have out and where we can find it?
So as of right now, my music is currently being produced. I should have a single out called Boy in the next couple months.
Okay.
And that would be my debut, I suppose.
All right.
However, you can find my music on my social media because I post every video of every show that I do.
Okay.
So if you want to like get a taste for who I am, like my social medias are filled.
Okay, cool. And you'll be able to find her social medias down below. And is there anything else that you would like your audience to know today?
I mean, honestly, like, I just kind of want everyone to have a good day. Like, just chill. Like, I hope you guys are having a good day. Is that, like, too wholesome of an answer?
No, that's awesome. Is there anything else you want your audience to know about you?
About me? I think I just want people to know that, like, my music is, like, a safe place. And because of the way that my music is composed, there's something for everybody. I listen to so many different kinds of music. I am so drastically inspired. Like, there's just so much going on, and like give it a shot. I hope it's something that you can relate to. Like, it's just like this beautiful like enigma for me. I don't know. Like I feel like I'm an open book. I want people to kind of see me for themselves.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming up today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. All right, so we're looking out for a single called Boy from Allie within the next couple months, and their socials will be linked below so you can find them and explore more for yourself and see when they are playing more shows. Thanks for listening, and tune in next time to learn about your favorite local musicians.